Hello there. I'm David A. Specht, and I want to be your coach. If there's anything that I have learned in my 30 plus years of leadership and coaching, I have learned that mindset is everything. Join me and my guests as we explore the positives and negatives of that thing between our ears. This is Keep This in Mind.
All right, let's see if we're official. Yes, we are. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus, etc. Good morning and welcome to the show, the Zoom, the podcast, if you're listening, because we are uploading this to the podcast platform. 30 minutes of wisdom. Now, Omar, last week or yesterday when I said, hey, you want to Zoom tomorrow? I said 30 minutes of brilliance, but I felt like that was a little too cocky for a title. But, you know, if you don't toot your own
I graduated from LSU, so right.
I mean, well, there you go. You know,
somebody right there would say there's false advertisement.
Yeah. So I want to jump right in again. You know, we try to keep this in 30 minutes as much as possible.
How is that?
But at the end of the day, one of the things, and I'll tell you the story, and this kind of will set up our discussion. My son came in, I think it was last Friday, and he said, Dad, I was talking to the AT&T guy.
How is it?
And it's not me.
I've got nothing. I'm trying to scream us.
Yeah, somebody's trying to jump in. So that's showing up as participants.
Super coach.
Yeah. Anyway, you know what I can do? I can turn off my Facebook front, quit out of my browser. Let's do that. Yes, sir. We do work on the fly here. So maybe that'll keep everything from going. But anyway, he said, hey, Dad, I talked to the AT&T guy. He came by my house. I think we can save a ton of money by switching our cell phones from Verizon to AT&T. We're real close to, the end of our contract, blah, blah, blah. and he could tell by the look on my face, it's like, really? You know how much of a pain in the butt it is to deal with cell phone companies? Do you know how much of a pain it is to port numbers over from one company to another? He could just see the look on my face, and immediately he was like, well, look, if you don't want to do it. And I got thinking about that. Running the numbers, I could probably save $100 a month, which is, $1,200 a year. I mean, it's not,
That's
insignificant. But the pain or the annoyance or the discomfort of making the change, my brain just wanted to put the brakes on it. And then I saw it happen again. I saw it happen again yesterday when I was looking at insurance for my car. As a veteran, I can, there's some options for me. And I saw an area where I would save $50 a month going from the company that I've been with for 20 years to another well-respected company. And it's like, why am I so adverse to making a change, even when it is obvious that it's of benefit to me?
Because it's the secret of the unknown. Because you tell yourself, I'm going to do all this work. I'm going to go through all this pain. And possibly, how about if it's worse? How about if I'm not actually saving? How about I did all this and I'm literally even just the same, or it's the same company, the same service, or even worse? That's the story that we always tell ourselves because it's easier. Because think about it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's like people canceling memberships to the gym. I've been a member of a gym now for like a year, multiple gyms, but this one I don't attend. And it's like, well, I don't want to disappoint them. They're not sending me a Christmas card.
Yeah.
Who am I disappointing? I mean, being an entrepreneur, how many people disappointed me by that? Stop showing up.
Yeah. Yeah. And gosh, you just made me think of all the things, right? How many times has it not worked out, right? And you have that trauma in your brain when opportunities present themselves.
And believe it or not, what's crazy is our wins outweigh our losses. Mm-hmm. But our losses, we deem them to be like on a national stage, like we got punched or slapped in the face at the Academy Awards, or maybe, we lost the national championship game and we got blown out, because we build it to that, but we never focus on the wins, man. And there's way more wins. Even the most mid person has wins, but they always focus on the losses or focus on future losses.
Yeah. I've seen it, as you well know, I've kind of begun the transition into real estate. And one of the things that they want us to do, that is a prospecting tool, and you've done this before, the cold call, right? Hey, you find a for sale by owner, or you find an expired listing, and you pick up the phone, and hey, how's it going, bro? And the resistance to making that first call, you would think I was trying to call the president of the United States and saying, "Hey, Donnie, what's up?" It's just like
that phone looks like it weighs 500 pounds, man, to try
yeah.
to pick it up. You've got other better things to do, like your desk is clean, and you need to check those old emails again. Everything is way more important, because oh my gosh, how about, and the craziest part is, these people are strangers, so who cares what they tell you?
Well,
I
yeah.
mean, right?
Yeah.
It's not like your parent, your cousin, your brother, your best friend, your childhood friends like Dave. Screw off, press on. It's literally someone that, if they're mean to you, who cares, man? More than likely to, that's not a reflection on you. They're Ebenezer Scrooge, man.
Yeah.
Move on. But once you hear that, it's like, oh my gosh, like, oh, they don't like me. It's like they probably don't even like themselves.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's not like you're gonna invite them to play golf. It's not like you're gonna, hey, fall's coming up. You guys want to watch football together? No, man. Don't worry about it. On to the next cold call.
Oh man, you remind me of something that I was taught, and I need to remember this. So when I was in basic training, they had a thing called a dorm guard, and they were the people that stood at the door, and you had to show your ID to get into the dormitory, et cetera. And every one of us had to do our turn, and most of the time it was in the middle of the night. But the drill sergeants, their job was to try to get in the door, to try to throw you off your game, to see if you would flinch. And I remember our drill sergeant saying, "Look, that is a 6-inch thick steel door with bulletproof glass in the window. What can they do to you but yell? You're not letting them
Exactly.
in. If they don't provide you with what you need." And I remember they tried to do it. It was like 3 a.m, and the guy's like, "Rah, rah, 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 you're gonna let me in, brother." I'm like, "You're not on the list, brother." And I remember going, yeah, and he's like, "When I get through this door, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you," and da da da. And finally, my instructor came up the stairs, showed his credentials, came in. The other guy gave me like the dirtiest look as he walked through the door, but my drill instructor said, "Good job." So the truth of the matter is, a phone is, the distance from one phone to another phone is far thicker than a 6-inch metal door, and yet we treat it like we're face to face and this person's going to punch us if we say, "Hey, are you still looking to sell your home? Are you interested in insurance? Are you whatever, you want to buy an ad?" Whatever the pitch is, we seem to feel like it's life or death on every single call, and that is just simply not the truth.
Or we waste time trying to convince them that you're not a jerk, that
Mhm.
you're not a dick. And it's like, you're wasting money, you're wasting time. Not everybody is your client, not everybody is your prospect. So quit playing vanilla, man. Things you can tell right off the bat. Click on to the next phone call. And,
Now,
and, and this is coming from a guy that had fear of rejection
oh
growing up.
yeah, 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 and same. And flip it the other side, right? Know that the person on the other end of the line has the same avoidance of change that you do. I saw
Exactly.
I saw a meme the other day, and it really kind of illustrates this. It's like, honey, don't think he's going to leave you for another woman. He's been ordering the same Subway sandwich for 25 years.
And that's true. Absolutely true.
And I was like, you know what? And I see it in even younger generations. My sons are very tradition oriented. You know, if we ordered Pizza Hut pizza on Christmas Eve at the Christmas Eve party when they were kids, then they still want Pizza Hut pizza on Christmas Eve, you know, every year moving forward. We are very traditional, you know, very, very routine driven people. So our us getting out of our own way to make changes that are good for us shows other people that it can be done.
Oh, certainly, certainly. We're creatures of habit. I mean, another example. I graduated from LSU in the dark ages, but before Hurricane Katrina, small college town. Uh, but middle of nowhere, an
Right.
hour west of New Orleans. After Hurricane Katrina, huge boom population
Oh
there,
yeah.
buildings, restaurants, whatnot. But I still treat it like, okay, there's all these new places to go, but I'll still go to the same places over and over again because we're always like it's comfort because oh my gosh, yeah, those new places might be amazing. They might be way better. But what if it's not? And that's just how we're wired
Yes.
in this sense. How about if I try something? How about if I try to lose weight and do it on a consistent basis and I keep on working out and I keep on putting everything on the scale and I've got a food journal, but it's just not working out for me. Oh my gosh, how about it is genetics? How about if I'm one in the billion? No. But we tell ourselves
Oh
that, so
yeah.
it's easier. Hey man, it is what it is. I'm I'm playing the back nine.
Big boned.
Yeah, I'm big bone. It's genetics. Blame my ancestors.
Uh,
I'm my ancestry is way better than science, way better than common sense. It is what it is. Let me go through the drive-through of In-N-Out Burger.
which we have those here now, you know.
I know, I know. A 4 hour wait. People are willing to wait 4 hours in the grand opening in their car, but they don't have 4 minutes to write down their goal.
Come on now.
And that's
Come
crazy.
on now. So let's turn it then to practical application, right? We recognize that we're creatures of habit. We recognize that if we've done something once, changing direction is difficult. We recognize that even if with presented with a better opportunity, we still hunker back to comfort. So, what are some of the things you've done personally in your life, and I'll share as well, where you got over it? What did you do to get over it, and what were the results?
The number one thing that holds us back is we all have that inner voice that says, Dave, Omar, what are you doing? This isn't for you. It's trying to bring you back to your old negative beliefs, your old patterns. What you have to do is you have to be louder. You also sometimes have to take a step back and go, no, no, I am going to do this. I am. Ease into it. A lot of times people hear, oh, just go all in. Well, I'm going to go sign up for a marathon. I haven't ran since like 40 years ago, but let me try to do a 10 miler. And then after that, I can hit 26.2 miles. And it's like, no, you have to baby step it. And anything. If you're eating two large pizzas a day and you go cold turkey, yeah, man, you're going to fail. You just have to stretch and that's how you do it. It's like building a muscle.
Mm.
But Rome, like that goofy saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. So whatever it is that you're trying to overcome, if you have this fear of flying, I don't recommend flying, cross country or on a 20-hour flight. Just fly somewhere like Nashville to Atlanta Miami to Nashville, Miami to Atlanta, these short flights. And then you realize, oh my gosh, yes, I survived like the 99.999% of the people out there.
That's so good. And you reminded me of my own journey into real estate. People think that, oh, Dave just became a real estate agent because, it's Facebook official, right? Nothing really happens until you make it, Facebook official. But that journey started in October of 2024. And it was a conversation that I had, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll give real estate a shot. I'll get my license. And then I tried to do the online curriculum way of getting my license. I spent the money, I got the tools, I got the, all the things. And about 3 months into it, and only like 15% of the course curriculum completed, I said, well, this must not be for me, because I wanted to stab myself in the eye before I looked at another module on the online course. And so as I continued, I felt like a failure. My buddy that was talking to me about real estate came up to me and said, "Hey man, this flip that we just did, if you'd have been the agent on it, you'd have made this much money." And I'm like, well, way to rub it in, dude. And then I sat down with my wife and I said, I still think I'm supposed to do this. And she says, well, what are your other alternatives? And I said, well, there's a two-person cram, 2-week cram in-person class. And she said, sounds like that's what you need to do. So I did it 2 weeks from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. each night, Monday through Friday for 2 weeks. So, after I did all the day, all the crap that I deal with every day, then I have to go spend 4 hours every night learning this. I learned it. I passed it. I went and took the state exam 2 weeks later. I passed it. So it wasn't a failing on my part. I was not able to learn in the manner that I tried first. But so many times when it doesn't work the first time, we just give up instead of trying to figure out a way. Okay, well, this way didn't work for me. Is there another way that I can do something where it can work for me?
Or how social media is, yes, it's a tool, but it can also hold you back. Imagine 2024, you're just blasting it on social media, and Tina got involved and she was blasting, saying, Dave is going to be a realtor. And all your social media buddies coming out with the cyber hugs and the congratulations and the kudos. And Dave's a great guy. I'm proud of you. You're going to kill it. And you're like, yeah, awesome. You got that dopamine, man. You felt
Right.
like, you felt like you were on one of those Netflix shows about selling New York and selling Murph. You're like, man, I feel like I'm a rock star. Everybody knows me. Everybody's happy. Everybody's proud of me. And you never go through it. And the thing is, everybody forgets because, everybody's really just into their own thing. And then here you are years later without the license.
Right. Yeah. And so my lesson there is figure out what you really want and then explore the pathways to get there, because unlike headed to heaven, there's only one road to heaven. There's many roads to your personal destination on this earth, to your goals, to your dreams. And I thought my road was going to be paved with newspapers and magazines and all the things, owning these things. I was going to be a media mogul and I was going to write books and be the next Al
You're going to be
Newhart.
William Randolph Hearst, man.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I've got just this morning, I got an email from a place in Louisiana that's like, hey, our newspaper's closing down. Do you want to buy it? And I'm just like, dude, you just closing down for a reason. It's called y'all don't support your newspaper.
Yeah, but the best part about it is everybody has such an ego and so narcissistic, especially entrepreneurs. I can turn this around. I can turn around this falling knife. I can raise the Titanic.
Yeah.
I can do a way better job than the captain of the Titanic.
I can keep
And you see-
Blockbuster open. That one Blockbuster out in Wyoming or wherever it is like
I think it's Oregon.
we're on a
No, I
comeback.
think they're finally closing. But yeah, it makes zero sense. But a lot of times it's like when you look at a retail area, and it always folds, no matter that out parcel, whatever, no matter what goes in there. And you're like, why do people keep on putting businesses in there? It's because we believe that we have the magic bullet. Who cares if it's a bad location? Who cares if it's death? I have all the answers. And you see, you save yourself a lot of money and a lot of heartache, because a lot of entrepreneurs, I can build this empire. I can show those people that I can turn this around and make it profitable. And never buy someone else's headache. That's a lesson I learned, and it's a very costly lesson.
So the overarching thing is, number one, we don't like change. No matter how
not at
good
all.
it is for us. Number two, sometimes you got to change anyway because markets shift. And number three, be very strategic on how you change to mitigate the potential losses, right? There's no guarantees, right? You could, again, I could have a 30-minute appointment with Tony Robbins and come out of that thing 30 minutes later thinking I have the keys to the kingdom. And then 6 months later be in the same position I'm in because I wasn't strategic about what I did. Tony Robbins is not going to run my business. Grant Cardone is not going to sell real estate for me. At the end of the day, it's my decision. It's my life. It's my business. It's my identity. Look at the tools for what they are, but understand that the execution is on you. And if you don't change, you're never going to move forward.
You have to constantly change. If you're right here at D, if you want to get to E, F, G, life, Mother Nature, God, Jesus Christ, whatever you believe in, says, okay, well, if in order to get there, you have to make sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sacrifice people that are holding you back, vices that are holding you back. Watching 4, 5, 6 hours of Netflix a day only makes Reed Hastings and the shareholders money, does not make you money.
Mm-hmm.
You have to realize, what is it that's holding me back? And who do I have to become in order to get to that next step?
That is so good. That is so good. I think that's a good way to end our conversation today. Omar, thank you for being here. His podcast, What If It Did Work, available on all the platforms. Again, Elevate Success Path. Omar and I are the primary coaches there. Go to elevatesuccesspath.com to get more information about that. Omar, it has been once again 30 minutes of brilliance, but we'll call it 30 minutes of wisdom. And
you know what? It is wisdom.
Yeah.
And it's knowledge, and it's free knowledge. And it's the same amount if you pay a guru 20, 30, 40,000. Until you realize that you are worthy and that you are enough. And Lent season that Jesus Christ died for you, so you are a rock star. Until you implement, you can read 50 books, 100 books. Until you realize that you are a rock star and you literally start implementing stuff, it might as well listen to a podcast on LSU football and Florida football, because
there you go.
They're both dynasties in the making.
Yes, I'm sure we are. Every year is a new beginning. So God bless you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
That is going to do it for this episode of Keep This in Mind. For more, visit davidaspecht.com. Like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you for listening, and remember, applied knowledge is power. God bless.